Fighting near Ukraine's Zaporizhzhya region has raised fresh nuclear safety fears after the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, reported that the nearby thermal power plant, supplying electricity to Europe's largest nuclear facility, came under heavy attack, sending smoke into the air and forcing staff to take shelter.
The IAEA has been informed by the Zaporizhzhya nuclear power plant, ZNPP, that the nearby Zaporizhzhya thermal power plant, ZTPP, whose switchyard helps deliver electricity to the ZNPP, has been under heavy attack this morning. The IAEA team at the ZNPP saw light smoke coming from the direction of the ZTPP and heard the sound of military activity.
The IAEA warned that Zaporizhzhya nuclear power plant is now reliant on a single external power line, already unstable in recent weeks, while Director General Rafael Grossi cautioned that any disruption could trigger a dangerous loss of power situation affecting reactor cooling systems.
The incident raises serious concern about the ZNPP's sole remaining power line, which in recent weeks has been disconnected several times, leaving the plant entirely reliant on emergency diesel generators for the electricity it needs to cool its 6 reactors and avoid the threat of a nuclear accident. For now, the power line is still connected. ZTPP staff are currently sheltering due to the attack, according to the information.
Fresh concerns have emerged around the Zaporizhzhya nuclear power plant after the International Atomic Energy Agency confirmed damage to the exterior of the facility's turbine hall following what it said was a drone strike. During an inspection, IAEA experts found a deformed metal hatch, debris, and charred fragments of fiber optic cable, noting that the damage was consistent with a drone attack. The findings came a day after plant officials reported that a drone had struck and exploded inside the turbine hall of Unit 6.
The IAEA team at the ZNPP this morning observed damage to the exterior of a turbine building, which the plant said was hit by a drone strike yesterday. During a site walk down, the team saw damage to a metal access hatch located several levels up in the building, as well as a few pieces of debris and burned optical fiber remains on the ground. The team's observations are consistent with the impact of a drone. The IAEA has also requested access to the inside of the building, noting that it is located immediately next to Reactor Unit 6 for further examination.
According to the plant administration, no one was injured in the strike, no critical systems were damaged, and radiation levels remained normal. Russia's defense ministry said the drone hit the facade of the turbine hall around 10 meters from the reactor compartment. Rosatom chief Alexei Likhachov claimed the drone was guided through a fiber optic communication channel, arguing that the attack appeared to be a deliberate strike on the nuclear facility. The incident has renewed international concerns over the safety of Europe's largest nuclear power plant amid the ongoing conflict. A high-stakes escalation near critical nuclear infrastructure. As per reported details, a fiber optic guided drone struck the turbine hall of Unit 6 at the Zaporizhzhya nuclear power plant, Europe's largest. Russian state nuclear agency Rosatom says the impact tore a hole into the structure, but crucially, no core equipment was damaged and radiation levels remain normal. The use of fiber optic control, officials claim, indicates precision targeting rather than an accidental strike.
The entire international community can be congratulated, so to speak, as this is the first targeted attack on a nuclear power plant's core equipment, with a through-and-through explosion and damage to the turbine building.
Rosatom chief Alexei Likhachov has issued a stark warning, calling the strike a crossing of not just red lines, but boundaries of common sense. According to his statement, This marks the first deliberate targeting of main equipment at a nuclear facility. He cautioned that such actions bring the world closer to a scenario that could have consequences far beyond the immediate conflict zone, potentially impacting regions outside Russia and Ukraine.
The Ukrainian armed forces repeatedly cross not just red lines, but the lines of common sense. What to expect next? Strike directly on the turbine, the reactor hull, the reactor and safety systems?
Ukrainian authorities, however, have strongly denied responsibility. Official statements maintain that Ukrainian forces operate strictly within international humanitarian law and would not target nuclear infrastructure. They further assert that no combat activity was recorded in the area at the time of the incident. This sharp divergence in narratives adds another layer of tension to an already volatile battlefield surrounding the plant. What remains undisputed is the sensitivity of the site. The Zaporizhzhya plant, under Russian control since 2022, sits close to active front lines. While safety systems remain intact for now, experts, including the IAEA, have repeatedly warned that any strike near nuclear facilities carries inherent risk. Even limited damage, as seen in this case, underscores how thin the margin for error has become in this conflict.
For more than a week.